So this is it. It's been like 3 years in the making, how we went from this to this. I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet, but here's how we did it. Okay, so step one was getting the fences in, because once the fence is in, then you have the parameters that you know you're gonna have to work inside of. I'm super happy with them. We added a nice little chamfer here at the end, so it gives us a wider view. And then we got like these really nice little copper post caps. And then in doing so, we also contacted this fence manufacturer, and we got custom hardware to tie the wrought iron into our wood fence, and then built custom gates out of this fence where it ties into the wood fence. So step one, fence. Step two was the deck. First things first, completely ditched the railing, ripped it off. It's already such a tight space, there's no point in keeping it tight. Ripped the railing off, built cascading steps down all the corners, and then extended it over into the fence. Added on a little railing for the dog run over there, and just really opened it up. That's probably the smartest thing you could ever do, is rip your railing off and build steps everywhere, because now the deck just blends into the rest of the yard, and it's all one space. So now that we know the parameters that we're working inside of, I started to build all the garden beds up against the houses and up against the edges of the yard. And then I also added a boardwalk on the concrete swale in the back. So I gained back, like 130 square feet by actually making that kind of usable space. For some reason I thought it was necessary to videotape all 6 hours it took to build the garden beds. So here's a montage of probably the most boring footage I have. And then to go along with all the other woodwork that was happening at the same time, I built a little like firewood shed back here to basically store my firewood, but also that top shelf is really nice to have plants and vegetables right on your windowsill. The original reason I built it so high is I'm going to put a water barrel up in the corner by the window that all my drain pipes are going to run to. Because it's high, now I have the ability to drain it into the yard. So that's a future project coming up. So next up is my favorite part of the yard, which would be the bronze flagstone I did. Originally, we just set them on top of the existing grade and maintain that slope, but it was too uneven, and these are really awkward to have on a slope. So what we ended up doing was tearing the entire first version up and relaying them with a bit of an elevated pad here, so we had kind of a leveled patio and then kind of a ramp up the side. And so that went great, and the lower area here we filled with dirt and grass seed so that this part would grow, and I'd kind of have like a green grout in my stone. Practical application, it doesn't work out so well. It ended up being probably more maintenance than having a lawn would have been. It looked good once you mowed it, but then it only lasted for about a week before it turned to shit again. So we tore it up a second time to lay V3 here. In doing so, tearing it up the second time, what I did, I added a little lip to this. I completely took out the corner, the little 45-degree chamfer on the stairs there, and I replaced it with this bed, which I really like because it separates the space to kind of add some greenery to the middle of the yard, because we lost the green in all of this area. So that ended up that popped up. This is like one of my absolute favorite features of the yard right now. Yeah, that's it start to finish. This is it. I love it. It's super low maintenance. It's unique. I love the way it looks. It looks really cool when it's wet. So yeah, that's the build. But now here are my comments and concerns moving forwards. If you ever have the chance, do a raised garden bed. Everything just loves growing in here. We've grown tons of vegetables, lots of carrots, spinach as big as my head. That was the first year, and then last year we had giant sunflowers. This year we're going a little lower maintenance with just some flowers and stuff. I don't know if it's the temperature because it's out of the ground or what, but raised beds just are great for flowers and stuff. I love the idea of a fire pit, but I hate the idea of it being permanent. So I found this thing for like $80 and you can just move it around the yard whenever you need it. And also, the colors match the colors of the flagstone. So that's really nice, actually. I love the way it complements the yard. Same with this little patio set. The table is beautiful against these stones here. So basically all the perimeter garden beds combined with the fact I can move my fireplace around and then my entire line of stairs and this thing. I basically designed the entire yard so there'll never be a shortage of seating. You can sit on any edge that you could see, and I'd say that's probably one of the most important things is partyability. It gets used now opposed to this awkward concrete piece that what are you gonna do with that? So the boardwalk back there is all in little panels. It's probably like 7 2x6s are each tied together, so a panel will lift up if I need to move anything or change anything. And then I ran string lights all around the perimeter, which it looks so cute. It's probably one of my favorite things about the yard. But to get past the threshold of the gate, what I did is I just ran. So I started here and ran a string that way and a string this way. So now I can unhook them to use the gate. So that's how I got a connection to land right there perfectly. So that was super smart, no big deal, I'm a genius. I'm pretty sure the 2 trees I planted right here are dead because these dogwood bushes just are so hardy and grew so well that they basically just smothered the trees, I'm pretty sure. So that's kind of disappointing. So I was also really excited to get the deck done because I had this idea for like wood burning it for the longest time, which turned out super sick, except 3 years later, who would have thought that it literally just disappears? It's gone. It's completely faded. That was a cool project. I recommend it, but if you do it, gotta seal it with something. Yeah, this is it. Super low maintenance, tons of character, super usable, and I highly recommend if you ever get the chance, lay some frickin' stone down, screw having grass, screw cutting it, screw watering it. So yeah, thanks for checking it out. If you like hearing about this is what I used to make videos about, was random projects around my house. Here's some of my original YouTube videos from a couple years ago, and also check out my Instagram for more lifestyle shit. I don't know, there's some stuff over here.